Coming up in this video.
I think we found the Kings, boys!
Hey, good morning everyone. So today's a very exciting day, for me at least. We are heading out to Mia Island for a fish and a possible dive. Conditions are looking absolutely amazing. The forecast, there shouldn't be any wind, there shouldn't be too big of a swell, and possibly we can have some pretty good clean water. So the only not so good thing is I was way too excited last night and didn't end up getting much sleep at all. I went to bed at about 11 p.m. hoping I'd be able to get at least 6 hours of sleep, but woke up numerous times through the night, and by 3 a.m. I just couldn't go back to sleep again. So got maybe around 4 hours of sleep. So not the best way to start the day, but that's normally what these trips go like. So excited to have you guys on board and joining us on this trip today. Hopefully we'll be able to do quite a few more of these in the future. This might be the last bit of fishing we're going to get in, because we are going into winter now. It is really cold outside. It is currently 5 degrees Celsius. So not very hot, but hopefully it'll warm up a bit. And yeah, very excited to have you guys on this trip. So enjoy.
So we were one of the first boats down at the boat ramp, and we were expecting quite a lot of traffic to come in, so we made sure that we launched early. We were in the water around 5:30 and that worked really well. We immediately shot over to our trusty live bait spot right under the lights where all the container ships are anchored up. Some signs showing on the bottom. So we immediately got into the live bait here. We specifically were targeting koheru and kahawai, but we didn't have much luck with those, so Jack Max were on the menu. The specific one that Francha caught is the biggest one that we caught. We called him Big Mac. We had some really high hopes for him, hoping we'd be able to get onto a nice big kingy. The little ones also worked well for snapper, so we decided to just keep a few of those. So we all filled up with Jack Max and we're heading straight out to the island. So halfway to the island the sun started to come up and it was a beautiful sunrise. I personally don't wake up early a lot of the time, so seeing the sunrise was really special for me. On the way to Mia Island there's a spot called Lassiter's Reef. We tried jigging the spot, hoping we can get some kings, but we didn't have much luck on the jigs. Moving on to our trusty spot where we normally catch quite a bit of snapper, we decided to just do a few drifts here and see if we can get some more liveys, hopefully some koheru, and maybe a snap or two. The fish started off really slow. We hoped that we could get some more bites using the Z-Man secret sauce, and that definitely did help getting some more fish on the line. It was a beautiful morning, sunrise just breaking the horizon as we're fishing here. The live is still looking good. They're not too lively anymore, but we constantly changing the water, making sure that they actually stay alive because we don't really want some dead baits. So Francha was the first one to hook up onto a fish. He ended up catching a Sandanger's wrasse. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a really interesting fish. This one specifically is a female. I always see them when I'm diving, and it's interesting that we actually caught one on the line. I haven't seen that before, but it is a beautiful fish, really interesting, quite unique. I decided to put the 360 cam down in the water because I could see there's lots of fish under the boat. Donnie was trying to hook up onto some more koherus and he kept catching blue mau-maus. As you can see, there are some koheru around, more small ones. So in this next shot you'll see that's the bait on a hook and a sweep actually comes in and takes it. So hoping to catch a koheru, but ended up being a sweep. And in this shot, it's not actually the same fish, but this one is a blue mau, which Donnie hooked onto. Beautiful fish. I really love the colors on them. They really stand out. So on this one, Francia caught a trevally. So this is a pretty small one, but still great for the pan. Decided to keep this one. And shortly after, I hooked up onto a granddaddy hapuka, which is part of the scorpion fish family. Love the firm flesh on them, makes for amazing eating. And shortly after, some more action, Francia hooking onto a male sand Angus wrasse, and I hooked onto a small snapper. Just have a look at the colors on the sand Angus wrasse. Again, I see so many of them under the water, and it's just really interesting that we're catching them on the line. Didn't know that's possible, but beautiful, beautiful fish. So after not much luck trying to get more liveys, we decided to head over to Hua Reef, where we quickly found a massive school of baitfish. And I knew this is where I needed to jump in for a dive. So it's around 30 meters deep here, with the reef at some places coming up to 15, but the average reef is around 20 meters. And this type of diving, I normally don't like doing it alone. So if you go down that deep, it's best to have a buddy with you. So I just decided to take it easy today and not push too hard, but hopefully we can still find some kings. This is also a pretty new gun to me. It's a Rob Allen 1200 roller carbon, and it's a really nice gun. I haven't shot any kingies with it yet, so hoping to change that today. So on this first dive, it was just incredible to see how much fish is in the water. Where I come from, we don't normally see this much fish, not even close to it. A lot of my friends that dive with me, they'll probably be watching this and just freak out with how many fish we have in New Zealand. It's really incredible, and I just love being down there. Even if we don't really shoot anything, just being around this fish is truly, truly magical. So on the way up, you'll see that I point out a kingfish. It was a rat. It wasn't a big one, but if there's small kingfish, usually we're gonna find some big kingfish. So keep an eye out and see if you can spot the kingfish on the way up. So this dive was an interesting one. I spotted a massive school of pink mau-maus, and they are just beautiful fish to dive in. We dive with a lot of blue mau-mau, but when you see a massive school of pink mau-maus, so those ones are the pink mau-maus. If you see a massive school of pink mau-maus, it's just, you can't resist the urge to dive down into them and just have a look at them. These ones are very relaxed really. Usually they'd be swimming around a bit more. But immediately I saw a kingfish and tried to lure him closer. So this was a smaller kingfish, it wasn't a big one. And I didn't end up taking the shot because, again, with the small kingfish, there has to be some big ones around. So I was actually on my way back to the boat. I did a few more dives and I didn't see much. And I decided, let's just do one last dive. I'm not even going to dive down that far. I just want to do one more. If I get lucky, then awesome. And halfway down to what I would normally dive to, I decided, oh, let's just stop here. And as I turn my head up, this massive kingfish comes swimming in. And I actually had to point the gun out to him and swim closer. Perfect shot. And as soon as he took off, I tried to grab the line. It's a breakaway line, and it just started pulling me down. On the way up, I saw the float bobbing in the water. I've never seen that happen before with all the kingfish that I've shot, and I've shot some decent sized ones. And I immediately knew this was probably the biggest kingfish I've ever shot. And I just couldn't hold onto the line as I was swimming up. It was pulling me under, and I knew that I'm in for a fight. Now, as I mentioned, this gun, I haven't really shot it before. It's a breakaway rig. The gun's awkward. I don't really know what to do with it, so I just hook it onto my hand, hoping that, I don't lose it. It doesn't float away. But it's getting tricky, and I can't get the fish off the bottom. Shortly after, I realized it's been reefed, and I need the help of the guys.
Like my gun.
Decided to throw my gun at them just to get rid of the gun, let them pick it up and worry about that. And I'm just going to try and get this kingfish off of this kelp. And I'm pulling as hard as I can, and I'm just not getting anywhere. And with all that adrenaline rushing and your heart pumping, I'm realizing that I'm going to have to slow down what I'm doing, dive down and assess the situation, see what's going on, because I just could not get the kingfish up. And I suspected it was definitely wrapped around the kelp. So I'm trying to calm my heart rate down. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next, and I see there's a shark. So dive down, try and quickly get the kingfish. I really didn't want the shark to get to it before I did. And as I'm diving down, I can see the shark coming in for the kingfish, and I decided just to see, let's just stop here, because the last thing I wanted was to be between the shark and the kingfish. Shark tries to have a go at it, and I just realized, no, I'm not putting myself in that situation. So I start swimming up as hard as I can, trying to pull that kingfish off of the kelp, and it's just not coming. So the next best thing that I could think of was handing the guys on the boat the line and just telling them to drive. I suspected that it was only wrapped around the kelp and not the rock bed. And so if that is the case, I know the shot is a decent one. We should be able to get the kingfish out. There's no way I'm going to dive down there, try and get it out with a shark around. I know a lot of guys probably would, but diving alone, I just didn't want to take any type of risk. And so off they go, trying to pull this kingfish out. So I'm just keeping an eye on the kingfish, signaling them above the water with my hand that they just need to keep going, until either the line breaks or the fish comes out, or until the shark takes the fish. And amazingly, they were able to get the fish out. And as soon as they got that fish out, I just told them, just pull it up as hard as you can, just get it away from the shark. So as they were pulling this fish up, it just started to get bigger and bigger, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It definitely was bigger than what I even imagined initially. And the tricky thing was to try and just get a hold on this fish. I didn't know where to hold it so that I could put a knife in it to give the final kill. And it hit me in the head with its tail, not once but twice. But it was just such an amazing sight. I was in so much awe just looking at this fish. Donovan decided to hook it and just get it on the boat, so I don't have to struggle trying to get the kill shot. They'll sort it out on the boat. And that's it. We landed the fish. I'm a bit bummed I didn't get to fight it, but I've learned a lot from this, and I know what I would do differently next time. This is definitely a personal best kingfish for me, and I'm really happy with it. Came in at 24 kilos, and I've always wanted to break that 20 kilo mark. My biggest fish before this was about 19 and a half, and so very happy with this one. And immediately after this, we had a livey out in the water, and Francia hooked up onto the biggest kingfish that I've been with them. He's hooked onto a massive one, and it just took off. So let's tune into the GoPro audio, and I really hope you guys enjoy this next bit of footage.
Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo!
That might be that shark, bro. Give it some though, boy. Yeah. Don't hold the drag, bro. Just give him some. I think we found the King's boys.
We found us. What, do you think that's a king or?
I reckon that's a big king, bro. When he stops, give it some. Get him. Do you have a gimbal?
I don't need...
Get him up, bro. Ah, yeah, bro. Up. Come on. Give it him. Give him heaps. How's this for footage, bro? It's a good fish, bro. If this is not a shark, this is serious kingfish. Yeah, man. I think maybe you've got him. So like, don't rip anymore. But
We're gonna try to clear him out.
yeah. Oh, I missed. Keep working him, bro. Keep working him. It's a big king, bro.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got it, bro. Don't you worry about me. Don't point load your rod. Just.
I'm tired.
Hey, look at that thing with a yellow tail down there.
Let's just go summer going.
Oh my gosh! Look at this thing. Yeah, boy. Don't aim me at the sinker at me.
Get him, please.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Go hook, bro.
Okay.
That's my back, bro. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, dear Lord. My back.
He's bleeding. He's bleeding.
On my back.
Nah, he's bleeding. Woo! Yeah, boy. Hey, hey, what a great idea to put a livey out while we're drifting.
Oh, I'm tired.
Can I have a go now?
Oh, yeah, it's all yours, bro.
So Francois was knackered after that fish. It really took the life out of him. It was a really, really big kingfish, and I'm so stoked that he was also able to get one. Shortly after, Donnie also hooked onto a kingy, and it's just awesome to see how much fish there is here. This one specifically isn't such a big one, but they're just still so much fun to catch, and we look forward to when they're getting a bit older and we get to catch them again. It's a long day on the water, but it was an epic day, and I really hope that we'll be able to get a lot more of them this summer. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate some comments and feedback. Definitely will be making a lot more of these adventure videos going forward, and just take you guys on the journey with us as we just explore beautiful, beautiful New Zealand. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.